my lords, my ladies, and everyone not sitting on a cushion, today you find yourselves equals, for you are all equally blessed, for I have the pride, the privilege, nay, the pleasure of talking to you about a scout sired by a scout who can trace his lineage all the way back to Charlemagne. I first met him atop a mountaintop near Jerusalem, praying to God, asking his forgiveness for the Saracen blood that is spilled by his sword. Next, he amazed me still further in Italy. He saved a fatherless beauty from the would-be ravishings of her dreadful Turkish uncle. In Greece, he spent a year in silence just to better understand the sound of a whisper. And so, without further gilding the lily, and with no more ado, I give to you the seeker of serenity, the protector of Italian virginity, and the enforcer of our Lord God, the one, the only, Mike Whalen. So I thought this would be the perfect chance. First of all, I'd like to thank you all for coming and listening to me speak tonight, because I know that's why most of you are here. I'm Stefan, Mike's incredibly awesome, handsome, and slightly egotistical friend. Fellow scout, and Mike came to me and asked me if I would write him a speech for his Eagle Court of Honor. And I took up the request, soon to understand that I am a terrible speechwriter. I mean, I can talk, but not write. So the staring contest with my computer began as I wondered, how would I talk about Mike? Because if you've ever met him, you know that he is probably one of the most interesting and strange, don't take this as a compliment, people you'll ever meet. And so I scanned every corner of the internet for tips, quotes to help me write an effective speech for Mike's Eagle Court. And still 6 hours later, all I'd accomplished was watching clips of The Breakfast Club, and I played Minecraft. And that's when I started to curl up underneath a kitchen table and wonder what I was going to write. But that's when it hit me. Just why I find this so hard to do. The kid that I've been tasked to write about, he's no normal teenager. To go about defining him in one way would just be near impossible, which is why I've compiled all these random thoughts together in a somewhat coherent speech. First off, I can tell you, Mike is one of the few people that I would trust on the forefront of a zombie apocalypse. Looking out on the forefront of hundreds of undead monsters, I can only have someone whom I truly trust by my side. If I was bitten and I needed to be shot, I know Mike would be right by my side telling a cheesy joke to ease the pain. Next, I thought, wouldn't it be funny if I could try to write a letter like those kids in the end of The Breakfast Club? But after a while, it sounded really cheesy, and all I had done is watch the entire movie on Netflix. So, furthermore, I tried thinking, me and Mike we're very similar people. If you know us, we oftentimes finish each other's sentences or randomly break out in the same song for no reason. And I have aspirations for taking over the world, as many of you know. And so I thought, where would Mike fit in for all of this? He's certainly too outspoken of a person to be one of my many underlings, too smart to be some sort of cannon fodder that I send into my enemy's base. As I cut more of these options down, for Mike and my evil empire, I realized we are just two very similar. Smart, slightly cocky, equally nerdy, very good at speaking, and turning an argument, equally very good at speaking and turning an argument into our favor if we so please. So when I realized Mike and I are too much alike, and he could pose a threat to my rule. So I figured I should stay away from that topic for now. But then I just thought I should talk about how much of a great friend Mike actually is. How much of an odd friendship we really have. Think of the things that we spend our time doing. Randomly buying Nerf guns and looking like idiots in my backyard. Running through a sprinkler for $1 that I don't think Alex ever gave you. Spending countless hours watching random sitcoms and eating Taco Bell. Pushing the Jeep to the top of a hill just so we can roll down it to save gas. And to be honest, these are probably some of the more normal things we've ever done together. We have a knack to burst out into random song or dance moves, which cause our girlfriends to stare at us in awkward wonder why they stay with us. We argue over who said which joke first, mostly because we think exactly alike, and it's difficult to separate who said what. But above all else, you're really just a good friend, because you're always there, and everyone should have a friend like you in their life. I realize I've been Forrest Gumping my way through this speech, and maybe it made some sense to you, or maybe you dazed off for the past couple minutes. Either way, I think Mike probably got something out of this. That's all that really matters. Cut the funny stories, the inspirational quotes, and my lack of ability to write effective speeches. I guess what I'm really trying to say is that, Mike, you've been weighed, you've been measured, you've been found wanting. Our troop would never have been the same without you. Hell, I wouldn't be the same without you. And through scouting we have had some of our best times and we've learned a lot. Even if we argue over the stupidest things, and you clearly steal my jokes. You're a great kid. That's all I've been trying to say all along. You worked hard to be here, and you deserve this award and all the attention you're getting right now. So now I leave you with a quote from my favorite book, The Count of Monte Cristo. Life is a storm, my young friend. You'll bask in the sunlight one moment, shattered on the rocks the next. But what makes you a man is what you do when that storm comes. You must look into that storm, as you did in your Eco project, and say, do your worst, for I will do mine. Fates will know you. It's Mike Whalen, the man. Congratulations, Mike.